Hello friends, welcome back to Mochi Gaming. Today we are going to be doing another speed build. So for this build, or semi-sorta speed build, we're going to be working on my river walk. So if you guys haven't watched my Happy Island Designer video yet, go ahead and check that out because that will be detailing my plans for the island. But first off, we're going to be starting on this river walk. So right now I'm showing you guys kind of what I'm working with, the platform, whatnot. I didn't bother showing the terraforming process because it was just me building up this whole entire cliff. A long process, but that's okay. So right now we're pulling out our shovel and we're actually going to shovel out all the holes right across. This is going to help me measure out how wide I want my river and if it is even enough for me to put a river either in the middle or on the sides. But yes, so after doing that, we discovered that 4 would be the perfect number to keep both sides even, and a river will perfectly fit right in there. So with that being said, I'm going to pull out my little handy dandy waterscaping tool and begin on that process, which also I'm not going to show you guys too much of because let's be real, terraforming is kind of a pain to watch, and we're all here for the exciting part, which is the decorating part. So moving right along, and we are done with the movie magic that is editing. So after this is done, I am actually pulling out my custom design tool, or I guess landscaping tool, or whatever you want to call it, making sure that there is one little path right between it, and we're gonna go down and line up a main pathing. So we're gonna do that. I am actually going to fully run this one out because I want to show you guys just how it looks and just what we're gonna do on both sides. So let's let that run. And with that final touch, we are done with this side. So we will repeat this process on the other side, which I'm not even going to bother to show. It's just the same process up and down the river, and we're going to make a main path. You guys will see the picture once it comes out, but it's not really too important. So yeah, and then next up is something like different than the main path you're using. You can use any tile you want, any tile path you want. It could be diagonal, it could be what I'm using, but it's just got to be different than your main path. I don't even know if I like this main path too much. I might change the colors just because my tile path doesn't really match with this, but I am showing you guys currently around it. Nothing much to see, it's just like what I said, it's basically the same thing as the other side. So let's go with the main tile path. So this is what our basically market is going to stand on, and I like the color match with this too, but at the same time I think I may or may not change it in the near future. So let's let that run out. We're just gonna go through the whole downward side, and I will be back once we are done with that. Alrighty, and this last few tile paths concludes this side. So it's going to look something like this, where it's like the main path and then the tile path right next to it. There's a bit of a contrast and I really like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side, just like what I did with the pathing. And so this little part, I wanted to take it off just because I wanted to match with how the edges are, but we'll see. I don't know. It's definitely depends on what I want to put in the back. I think I'm gonna put nook crannies here, so we'll see. But moving on, we are digging more holes like we did in the very beginning. But this hole is also for me to measure out how long I want, or how far apart I want the bridges to be. So I want the bridges to be even, and I really want them to kind of match and not be on the forefront or the back end. So I wanted to have a good decent amount of space in between. So I actually counted it, and it was about 28 tiles, or not about, perfectly 28 tiles, and the width of the bridge is about 4 tiles. So I erased about 8 tiles because I wanted 4, I guess I wanted 2, and then 2 times 4 is 8. Oh my god, I'm lacking in sleep, but it's okay. So this happened to be perfect because then I could have 5 in the very beginning, 10 in the middle, and then 5 at the very end, for enough space so that it doesn't contradict. Wait, no, that's not the word. It doesn't conflict with the beginning or end of the river. So this is kind of what I wanted, and we're moving on to the next day. This, I finished it off and just added in the bridges because, you know, time travel is convenient in this game. So we have the bridges, and next up we're going to be doing the plants around it. So I did leave a space before the main pathway because I just think with the bridge and all of that, you do want some greenery on the side, which is super cute. So we're gonna actually add these white azalea bushes as well as white roses, and it's gonna look cute, hopefully. So let's continue on with that. And with that last white rose, we are done with the plants. So I did leave these, if you guys can see them, like a circle custom design, which will help me put down the street lamps. And with these street lamps, I think they're very key to these European builds as well as Riverwalk builds, because they just add a nice height difference to the bridges, and honestly they're just very aesthetically pleasing. So yep. And next up, what we are going to be doing is we're doing some staggering fences. So we're staggering between hedges and these iron and rock, or iron and stone fencing. Very typical of European builds, and just very nicely combined together. So that's what we're gonna do for all of the edges. So I won't show all of the borders that I've done, but this is basically what I'm showing. And with this, you're going to have to just line it all up, all the sides that you want, however you want to. And I just chose to line it up on the borders as well as frame walkways and stuff like that. So yep, that is the end of this side. So on the other side, I'm going to be doing similar things. Probably not going to show them just because, you know, I don't have enough time for that, and you guys don't have enough time to watch that. So yep, and we're finished. Again, movie magic, perfect. So yep, this is what we're kind of working with right now. This is kind of the shell, the hollow shell of the Riverwalk. But on top of the Riverwalk, I do want to kind of adjust this side, which is going to be like the entrance to the Riverwalk from the residential center. We're going to have a staircase right in front of where I'm standing right now, so I want it to kind of line up on the side. So on the other side, I'm gonna mimic what I did with the fencing, and in the middle I'm gonna add a structural path just like what I had. And because I want this to kind of lead up to Nook's Cranny, I think this will look perfect. And I measured out the size, which honestly, it coincidentally fit Nook's Cranny perfectly. So we're just going to do that right there, and we'll let it flow, and I'll be back once we are done with that. And just like I said, we are going to be copying whatever I did on the other side to this side. So this is what it looks like right now. Don't mind the awkward pathing. I'm going to change that once I get a chance to. But this is what we're working with. Again, the hollow shell of all that's about to come together. I think honestly it looks pretty good as of now, and we're just going to add stuff to make it look even better. So let's start off with decorating on the, I guess this will be left side. Hopefully I'm really bad at directions, but I think it's the left side. Oh god. But of course, Riverwalks gotta have some cafes on the side, so we're gonna make this kind of a very leafy looking greenery type of vibe. That's kind of what I wanted this Riverwalk to look like. A lot of browns, a lot of kind of greens, and just very beigey neutral colors. So we're going to do that with the god cafe, and then also this little table right here. Honestly, I just really like the rustic Paris aesthetic that this has, and just as I said, with the street lamps, we're also gonna put the street lamps there, and we're just gonna mess with this. I don't know, took me a while to figure out, but right now what you guys are seeing is my like after product. This actually took me like 2-3 hours to really kind of mess around with, so I can see what I actually like with this. But I do like it up against the wall, and just having that kind of spacing in between is really nice. So with that, this side is going to be a cafe and a kind of gardeny selling place, but also the other side the same thing, just kind of different variations to it. You definitely want some height differences if you're going to do this and add some personal touches to this. I would definitely recommend like playing around with it, adding different heights, adding different like items. But definitely if you're going with a certain color aesthetic, stick with that color aesthetic. So you guys can see here that I used a lot of browns, a lot of like kind of darkish colors, but also like pop of greens, pop of like bright plants. And I think just honestly plants fit with anything that you're trying to do that has a natural aesthetic. But enough talking, I think you guys get the idea. The rest of the video is just going to be me decorating this side and that side. Not much to talk about other than just me messing around. So we're just gonna have some video playing in the background, and you guys can skip if you guys want, but if not, then this is pretty nicely to go through, just watching everything and how everything is coming together. And I will see you guys at the very end for the final reveal. Alrighty, we are finally done and finally ready for the reveal. If you guys stuck out through the whole thing, congratulations. So coming in, we're going to pass this pathing and then we're gonna walk right down through here. It's going to be a nice little place. I think it's honestly so super cute. Everything has kind of a little wave in the wind, and just honestly the colors and all of the aesthetics fits all so well. I think I will end up changing the main pathing just because I don't think the colors fit that well with the darkness of the stalls. Like the coffee color of the stalls don't fit well with like the terracotta colors of the main pathing, but also the terracotta colors kind of fit with the bridge. So I don't know if I like it so far, but the other side is very nice too. This one became a little bit more on the lighter color side. I wanted to add in a few different color variations, and I think it honestly turned out not too bad. So this is what we're at right now, and stay tuned for the next episode, I guess, where I finish off the rest of this I guess Riverwalk, but the next episode is going to be the marketplace and the plaza and the stuff like that. So not really, but this whole upper area. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button and comment below what you guys liked most about this build, or are you guys going to recreate it? How did you feel about the build? And if you guys are new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye bye.